This is Jonah from Typewriter Minutes. Today we are going to be doing a thorough review of a 1972 Webster XL-747.
So we've had this machine for a few months. It's made by Brother, and this and the Webster XL-500 are two of my favorite all-around portables. They're just super reliable. I particularly like this among the Brother models, this and the XL-500, because it has the all-metal body, has the little pop-up paper support in the back. This one also has a couple things that you don't often see on ultra portables. It has a built-in tabulator. So you got a red tabulator key. It's just set every 10 spaces. So it's not key set, but you do have tabs built in every 10 spaces. And this one also has the repeat spacer, which is the other red key. And because of that, this one is a tad bit taller than the XL-500 because it's got a little extra hump on the bottom where the mechanisms are for the repeat spacer. So the feet are a little bit different than on the XL-500, but otherwise very similar to the slightly shorter XL-500. This thing was pretty grody when we got it, just gross inside. We've taken it all apart, give it the full chemical clean, and now it's typing very nicely. I'm gonna take the camera here. Still has the original Parents Magazine sticker on there. Sometimes those are rubbed off, sometimes you can see the remnants of the sticker, but this one pretty much looks like new. Has kind of a fake wood grain, so you can tell this is made in the 1970s. Ribbon color selector over here. It's got touch control, which actually makes the difference on Brother's heavy touch. Definitely you can feel the difference. More resistance on the keys compared to light touch. If you're a quick typist, you'll want it on high because, or heavy touch, because that makes the type bar snap back just a little bit quicker. It's got, it's not a basket shift, it's a carriage shift, but it's fairly lightweight for basket shifts, or for carriage shifts. This machine must have been kept in a temperature controlled environment because the rubber feet are still good. The rubber bumpers under the space bar were still good. And if we hand this to you again, Jonah, under the ribbon cover here, these little rubber bumpers are still stuffed and squishy, as are the rubber grommets right here on each side. So it's always nice when you don't have to replace those. And like just about every other Brother, that we bought, the platen on these just feels like new. You can stick your thumbnail in it, so you don't have to worry about getting a new, or getting a platen recovered to have a fully functioning machine. Has a brand new red and black ribbon in it. I've already installed the eyelets for the ribbon reverse mechanism. If you come on up here, Jonah, I know we show this on every video. The little eyelets, when it gets to the end of the ribbon, comes out, triggers that little fork that way or that way, so that it rewinds in the other direction. And I'm going to put this back on. Has the carriage lock down here. When you're ready to put it in the case, just flip that guy up and then it's centered. When you're ready to type, push it back. It's got the single carriage release lever. Nice bell. Has the paper bail. If you come on up a little closer. Paper bail, no paper bail rollers. It's just a triangular shape. Works very well. This machine here is elite. You can tell by it's got 95 plus on the paper bail scale and on this scale, so it's elite typeface. Has a little eraser table here that you can flip up if you want to use an eraser, which you shouldn't over this machine because then all the crap falls down in there. Here's the paper release lever right here. If you put the paper in crooked, just scooch that back, move your paper around, and then flip it forward. Push and slide margins for left and right. And as I mentioned, I love having the pop-up paper support. This was bent, so a lot of times I have to reform that to get it to come out every time you push the button, and now it does. I do love the all-metal body on these. Some of the Brothers, as time went on, they moved to plastic on the carriage end caps. This one's all metal, which I really like. come on up here, Jonah. You can see the line space lever here for single, space and a half, double space, and then R's the release. So that releases the platen, and you can type wherever you want to in a form, get rid of the clicks, and when you're done, go back to your line spacing. So I think that about covers it for the features. I'll show you the bottom of the machine. The paint is just in excellent condition all around. Teeny tiny scuffs right there. Feet nice and soft, so didn't have to replace those. And again, the paint all the way around just looks really good. So even though it was filthy on the inside, it was worth cleaning up. So we'll take a look at the case next, and then we'll do the type test.
Now let's look at the case.
So I really like the cases on the Webster branded typewriters, the XL-747, the 500. They have this, it's not real leather, it's a vinyl, I don't know, I call it vinyl or leatherette case. It's just really classy looking. It's got the nice big handle that goes all the way around. This one is in really good shape. A couple little stitches coming up in places, but everything is fully functional, no tears. And we'll go ahead and open that up. Make sure when you open these, open it all the way, because a lot of these get torn when people leave the zipper right there and then try to open the bottom, and it'll rip the fabric right there. So just be very gentle when you open the zipper and make sure you go all the way around. And here you can see the inside is in excellent shape. The one thing I'll say about these cases that they fixed on later models, this little pocket here, if you stick your big fat hands down in it, the sides can get ripped because there's just not a lot of space in there other than for paper. So the stitches on this side were actually coming up, and I used fabric glue to glue that back down. On slightly later models, they built a little accordion fabric on each side so that it expands a little bit. So on this one, you just have to be careful when you're putting stuff in there. Just put the paper in there. If you put your fingers in there, just be careful that you don't pull it out and rip the fabric. But other than that, I love the cases. This fabric is in excellent shape. A lot of times it's torn around the edges. This one just looks really good, and you can see typewriter and case made in Nagoya, Japan. So that's a look at the case. We'll come back next for the type test.
And now for the type test.
So 2 pieces of paper, probably not necessary given the soft platen, but I do it just as a matter of habit. Do a couple lines on black. Bell. There's the line lock, so margin release to keep going. Couple typos already. Now a couple lines on red. Okay, I'll pass that off. A couple little typos, but other than that, you can see the print quality is really good. I love the feel on the little brothers. Some people think that the sound is a little rackety, but these don't have as much soundproofing material as some other typewriters, like a Hermes 3000, for example, has big thick felt on the side panels, and then I think under the ribbon, no, maybe not the ribbon cover, but on the side panels and the bottom. This one just has a thin foam rubber pad on the bottom, so You do hear it a little bit more than some typewriters, but it doesn't bother me. I really like the snappiness and the responsive touch, and I love the fact that the platens on these are like brand new, and usually just provides excellent output without bunching or skipping. So I'm a big fan of the Brother typewriters from Japan, and especially the Websters. I love the rebrands with the few extra features, and what a cool color. Okay, just a few pros and cons. Jonah, what are a few of the pros of this typewriter?
The repeat spacer, the built-in tabulator, the pop-up paper support, the dedicated one key, and the soft platen.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this has a dedicated one, an exclamation mark, which is kind of nice. And the other pros I'll mention is that the thing is super clean now. We took it all apart, gave it the full chemical clean. So it's looking pretty much like it did when it left the factory. The snappy keys, the responsiveness without ghosting and bunching, just an excellent little portable typewriter. Cons, boy, it's hard to think of cons, especially when it's one of my favorite all-around portables. I guess they're just a little bit louder sounding than some typewriters just because of the lack of the soundproofing. And other than that, I'm just a big fan and love the Brothers and the Websters. So, excellent little typer.
If you are interested in buying this typewriter, you can contact us directly, or we'll put a link to the eBay sale in the comments. Thank you for joining us on Typewriter Minutes. Be sure to share, link, like, and subscribe. Bye!